I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out.
Canelo versus Bud Crawford. I'm gonna have to put you in the spot. Who you like? Who you going with?
I like both. I'm a fan of Canelo. I'm a fan of Terence Crawford. They're both amazing fighters. Canelo's just a huge puncher, bro. It scares me a little bit.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov.
Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn believes that Terence Crawford would defeat Canelo Alvarez, calling Crawford fresher, smarter, and more self-assured instead. He also cautioned that weight-specific risks were associated with moving up for Crawford. He continued to state that if Canelo won, he would not receive full credit for it, given that Crawford's superior movement could dictate the fight, perhaps making it more tactical and boring.
I go back and forwards, to be honest with you. Like, when I talk to Bud, I kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo, so we'll see.
And then comes former Amir Khan, the one guy who stood across the ring from both fighters. His commentary is obviously different, but it adds another dimension to this already dramatic build-up.
I think I'm the only guy that's been in with both fighters, so yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going there. I've been asked to go there and obviously give my input on the fight before they go in the ring, and obviously I know both fighters. Canelo's a friend now after our fight we had, and also Crawford, I shared training camp with him as well. It's a good fight. Well, I'm not going to say too much.
Okay.
I'm going to save it till on the day of the fight.
Okay.
But look, it's going to be a mega fight. Honestly, it's hard to pick the winner.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a close one.
Khan's remarks had the tone of someone who has touched and sensed the fire from both ends. He has felt the power of Canelo, he has incessantly studied the craft of Crawford, and this allows for a unique edge that is evident in his voice regarding this debate. He has not given away too much, but he did demonstrate how close this fight is and the impact of unpredictability. His silence became increasingly louder than his words, and before he departed, he almost teased fans to the misconception that they would not see the truth until fight night. The way he put it in summation, this is not just another fight. Each second will be appeased as these two legacies collide and in cases matter. Amir Khan went even further this time and did an in-depth dissection of Crawford's style with an acute difference. He added yet another layer of intrigue as to how this fight may unfold.
Look, Crawford's gonna probably do the same thing that he knows best, which is box, be smart, slow movements, small steps. It's only small steps he's taking. So I think I mean, look, and it's always worked for him. Every fight he's been in, we thought that the fight with Spence was gonna be hard, and he made it look so easy. Now, we've never really seen him in a hard fight where we've seen him in trouble. So maybe this could be the fight that puts him in that trouble to see what he's going to be like when he's under pressure. You know what I mean? We've never seen either fighter under pressure, like a lot of pressure.
Khan pointed out the steady, deliberate pace that has served Crawford well in the ring throughout his career. He noted how quickly Crawford was able to dismantle Spence, almost making the supposed war a rapid and one-sided victory. Khan suggested this could be the fight where Crawford finally feels real danger. Amir Khan did not stop there and went on to reveal another part of Crawford's strength that has gone unnoticed by most fans. In this instance, Khan put the spotlight on Crawford's untapped strength and power and raw toughness.
That's his size advantage, but then again, I've always said Crawford puts on the weight well. If you look at size of him, you see his picture when he was like 185. He looked huge, bro. He looked jacked up and he looked strong at the weight as well. I mean, I remember when I used to spar with him, and I think, wow, he's heavy and he's heavy-handed as well.
People don't give as well,
yeah, you know, people don't give him the credit for his power. Crawford bangs hard, man. I mean, and also has that muscle strength. I saw him in the gym when I was training with them, wrestling heavyweights and taking them down wrestling. So I don't know if you know this, but Crawford is, I think he was like one of the top national wrestlers.
Khan made clear to everyone that Crawford is not only skilled at boxing, he also packs some serious weight and power into everything he does. He glossed over the fact that he's seen a fighter take the best of himself to be able to conquer the tough times against bigger men, coming up big. Khan's comments on Crawford discerned that Crawford's power is not only a deviation of speed or skill, but rather something deep-seated and primal, born from years of hard work coupled with a background in wrestling. The tenacity exhibited by Crawford is not something that you simply lose, as the zoomy sports blogger everywhere loves to label him when the stakes are high. And when someone who has been trained by him tells you these things, you suddenly have an idea of how much Crawford may step up in weight with the ability to be dangerous in terms of skill set and sheer power.
Look, he's one guy you don't want to fight, because if you have a standoff with him, he's gonna try knocking you out, and if he takes you down, you're fucked as well. So yeah. I mean, but look, it's a great fight that we're gonna see, because we've not really seen a fight where it's like a proper 50-50 fight. Why people are saying it's a 50-50 fight? Because Canelo has all the advantages, and Crawford has never been beaten. So that's why. And Crawford looks unbeatable. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Khan painted Crawford as a nightmare in every scenario, whether it's trading punches or grappling for control. He made sure to acknowledge that there is a mountain of advantages in Canelo's corner, but that balance of power and skill means that this fight will be electrifying, because both men will present what the other hasn't experienced before. Khan's tone had both respect and warning, supporting the idea that this is not just hype, it is a real 50-50 war. The fight is on, and every fan knows this could go either way in a second, and then brings us Hamza Shiraz, the up-and-coming fighter that just dispatched Edgar and now has his own name in the mix around Canelo's. The prediction from Shiraz provided a new spark in the conversation.
I expect the fight to be very competitive for the first 6 rounds, and then Canelo to take over and dominate.
Shiraz didn't sound like he was hyping himself. He sounded like a young fighter who favored a strike enthusiastically, with the hunger and reckless fearlessness of a boxer on the rise. It was the kind of statement that came with the calculated precision of someone who sees the game from inside the ropes, not outside in the audience. And you could tell he had simply put Canelo back in the spotlight as the fighter that gets stronger with each moment, while acknowledging Crawford's capacity to keep things razor thin in the early rounds. Then Antonio Tarver, who himself boasts a record of upsetting the apple cart as a former boxer and champion, weighed in with a strong one-liner that added the substance of his own experience to the also now multi-layered construction of this mega fight build-up.
That's a major fight, man, the biggest in a long time. If you've been following Tarver's take, you know I'm Bud County all the way. But this is going to be the toughest fight, the best fighter Bud has ever been in the ring with. And arguably, this could be the best fighter Canelo has ever been in the ring with. We'll find out which one is which on September 13th.
Tarver didn't just speak as a fan, he spoke as a man who knows exactly what greatness requires. He made it blatantly obvious that this fight is not simply big, it is historic, with both fighters standing in a position for legacy-defining moments. He implied that Crawford is walking into the toughest fight of his career, and Canelo may be staring across from his most complete opponent. At the same time, Kenny Porter, who we all recognize as a highly visible guy with a keen eye who calls out things as he sees them, inserts himself with his own verdict. His comments only added another layer to the building storm of opinions.
Everybody that they put in front of him, he has beat him. I never bet against Bud. I don't think either one of these guys feel pressure. These are the guys that are built for pressure. So, you know, Canelo stepped up against Floyd when he was, what, 21, 22 years old. He was a kid. Nah, there's no pressure for Canelo.
Porter acknowledged the obvious. Canelo's size and power are real weapons that can't be ignored, but he also indicated Crawford is a different animal, a breed of fighter you just don't bet against, and his tone carried both respect and professed conviction, lending ample weight to Crawford's chance in a way that only a very few can. The detachment between what logic is saying and what belief mandates made his take that much more powerful. For Kenny, it's not about the power or the size, it's about who shows up when it matters most. And then Then came Egidijus Mean Machine Kavaliauskas, the man who once stood across the ring from Crawford himself. His perspective added an uncut and personal dimension to the discussion.
Can start from like when there was just rumors about this fight happening. Even before the announcement, there was rumors. I'm like, God damn it, like it's gonna be like too much for Crawford. Like Canelo's too big, too strong. Like Crawford and Canelo, they're like more like the favorite boxers for me. I love Canelo, I love Crawford. Even like after I fought Crawford, I become his fan. Like he's the amazing boxer. So when it was like rumors, I'm like, oh no, it's not good for Crawford. Canelo's too big.
Mean Machine spoke from a place of experience, knowing the danger Crawford brings when the bell rings. However, he was also not shy in pointing out the monster challenge to step in with someone as large and strong as Canelo. His respect was clear. He had felt the disappearing precision of Crawford's and understood size in a different sort of disposition. From a man who battled Crawford, his voice added an honest chill to the debate. But then Mean Machine switched his position, entirely changing his stance. His about face adds even further heat to the discussion around Crawford and Canelo.
Like my position changed. I think Crawford is too fast and too smart for Canelo. Even Canelo is a good boxer. I'm not saying like not taking nothing from Canelo, but the way like when you say like, oh, he's too big, when you see Usyk fights and what Usyk did to the big guys like Joshua and Fury, so the size of that doesn't matter. I think the skill level matters. And Crawford, he gained weight, but I think he's gonna be like even faster, and like his head was good in the ring. He's like boxing IQ just on tops.
This time, he focused on Crawford's speed, intelligence, and boxing IQ qualities he believes can neutralize size and strength. He even compared it to how Usyk has dealt with giants, Joshua, and marginalizing abilities can overwhelm power. His words resounded as if he could see the fight already playing out in his mind inside the ropes. He talked about Crawford's ability to think and adjust under duress, while presenting a scenario of who is too intelligent to be physically bullied. By his very tone, this fight evolved from being a mismatch to being the story of pure skill against pure power. Mean Machine then shifted to his thoughts, sadly demonstrating just how conflicted he is about the fight. His last words indicated where his confidence is finally beginning to sway.
I would say 50-50, but right now I'm kind of leaning more to Crawford.
He admitted the fight could go either way, balancing out with both guys. But as he spoke, you could hear his beliefs start to slide into Crawford's corner. The way he said it had uncertainty in it, but also respect for Crawford's skill set. It didn't feel quite like a prediction, but rather a gut feeling that has been honed by years of experience in the ring. Mean Machine circled back one more time, which only solidified a point that keeps cropping up in this debate. His comments dug deeper into the notion that skill beats size every in this situation.
It's not like I'm just giving an example, like size doesn't matter in the boxing. When they say like, oh, like Canelo is big and he's fighting like 175, 168, and Crawford just moving from like 147, 154. So I'm just putting an example that size doesn't matter, and like that the fighter makes the fight. I think it's just like that I see that Crawford's training and that he's big too right now. So he gained weight, but not like, and lots of people gain weight like that sloppy weight, like I would say like fat, but he gained, like he looked like strong, massively strong. So I think it's gonna be a good one.
He broke down how the talk about weight and divisions often overshadows the real truth. Boxing is about intelligence, discipline, and execution. Noting the transformation Crawford has made with his body, he suggested that not only is the pound-for-pound king moving up, he is moving smartly. The way he talked about it, Crawford has gained strength without losing that sharpness that most fighters struggle to maintain. The tone in which he talked about it was interpreted like he thought Crawford was developing into a more dangerous version of himself than what we already saw. With that, Mean Machine stoked even more flames while developing the size debate into even more of a talking point. Mean Machine then peeled away a layer of more focus, not on Crawford's power, but what really makes Crawford dangerous to fight when in the ring with him, which pointed out a detail that most casual fans would overlook.
Crawford, I wouldn't say like his punches was like super strong, but his timing and accuracy is what makes difference. So like there's a guys that throw hard, but they just throw, and he throws like his calculation for the punches and like timing and aiming to the right spots is just like on another level.
He pointed out that Crawford's biggest weapon isn't brute force. Every punch is measured and may not even be the hardest punches, just perfectly placed at the right time in the right spot. Unlike opponents that rely on strength, Crawford is able to methodically break down his opponent through his accuracy that robs them of energy round by round. The way Mean Machine described it, it is almost surgical in the way that Crawford is fighting with a battle plan already laid out in his head. Mean Machine closed out his thoughts by painting a vivid picture that instantly threw fans back to one of boxing's greatest fight nights. There is something special to feel connected through time and space, and it only adds to the intrigue of this fight.
I think so, yeah. And like we can go back a little bit to Mayweather Canelo, and Canelo was young and like Mayweather smart, but it can be like familiar fight like that. Even Canelo right now have more experience, and Crawford is still on his prime. So yeah, we will see.
He hinted that Crawford versus Canelo could echo the same kind of chess match we saw when Mayweather schooled a younger Canelo, but the roles are different now. Canelo has the power of experience, while Crawford is at the top of his prime. The difference makes for an unpredictable situation that could have either man flipped the script. There was both a sense of respect and suspense in his voice, like this fight could rewrite history books again. With that, Mean Machine left fans thinking about how we could be witnessing a modern-day spin on a classic. When all is said and done, one thing is clear: this fight has split the boxing universe like never before. Legends, former champions, and even men that have fought Crawford themselves are split. Some see it as perilous, others think foreseeable. Some are calling it a 50-50 ultimate. Whichever side you sit, September 13th feels like less of a day on the calendar, and more of the night history gets written in blood and glory. Crawford's speed, timing, and IQ give him the tools to shock the world. However, Canelo's size, experience, and raw strength cannot be discarded. It feels like one tiny mistake could alter everything for either fighter, and that is what makes this fight so dangerous. What are your thoughts? Do you think Crawford's skills will do enough to neutralize the power of Canelo, or will the size and experience of Canelo Alvarez be too much for Bud to deal with? Is this the passing of a torch or cementing Canelo's legacy as one of the greatest of all time? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. We want to hear every take. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out our future videos like this, because the lead up to this mega fight is finally starting. The countdown is officially on and the anticipation only continues to build.